10 minutes to 9 o'clock. Councillor Perry, thank you. Second? Councillor Marquez? All in favor? Contrary? Carried. Madam Clerk.
Council held a special council meeting this evening regarding litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the town or a local board under Section 239(2)E of the Municipal Act 2001 regarding Highland Gate developments and the Ontario Municipal Board Appeal Mediation Update. We are now in open session, and we will be putting a motion on the floor that Council endorse the settlement subject to the execution of minutes of settlement by all other parties, and that the Mayor and Clerk be authorized to sign the minutes of settlement once signed by all other parties.
May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Perry, Councillor Kim, record a vote, Madam Clerk. Councillor Marquez. And I'll just caution Council that we do have our legal counsel here, and so they will jump in if they feel that we're straying from what we should.
And that's fine. I do feel the shackles have been let out a little bit, so I feel that I need to get a lot of stuff off my chest when it comes to this issue. We've been dealing with this issue for quite a long time. And to me, it comes down to the fact that, as I've said many times, we have an official plan. And if we're not willing to uphold that official plan, and as I've said many times, then it's not worth the paper that it's written on. We spend an incredible amount of time and money and resources developing this. And, that's why we have it, right? This piece of property is unique to this town. To me, and I think to many people in this town, it's a historically, culturally significant landscape within this town, and we're losing something special. And so that's why I'm not in favor of this. And I think many residents are not in favor of this. And I think that they've been beaten into submission and given up. And I think that's the point we're at. And so I think we all get it. It's a tough decision to make. Where does it end? Where do we stop? To me, this sets a dangerous precedent moving forward, and has repercussions for all development applications that come within this town. Right? If you don't like it, you don't like it. Right? It shouldn't be allowed just because it meets good planning principles and it meets the provincial policy. Well, you know what? Our official plan meets those same policies. We've adhered to them. We've developed them. This doesn't fit within our official plan. Our official plan states this is parkland, open space. Right? We should not be forced to make amendments to our official plan unless we feel it's an exceptional plan. And to me, this is not an exceptional plan. This takes away, for me, the guts of this community, and I'm frustrated, and I realize where we are and what we're at, and I feel that we could have done more from the beginning. We could have said more, and I wish I said more from the beginning. But here we are, and I'm saying it now, and that's why I'm not going to be in favor of moving forward. Just because I think this, like I said, sets us down that road where, where does it stop? Where, do we start selling off parkland for development because we need money? Do we start, giving away everything in this town? Do we change it? Do we become a cookie cutter town? Or do we uphold our plans and our vision for this town? So I'm against this motion.
Any others, Councillor Tom?
Thank you, Mayor Daw. I was elected and I ran to be a voice for people in the community and to represent our residents and to do what's in the best interest of the town of Aurora. And I do not think that this is in the best interest of the town or its residents. and I'll be voting against it.
Thank you, Councillor Tom. Councillor Humphreys.
Mr. Mayor, at the very beginning of this entire process, I knew exactly where I stood. And at the beginning of that process, that I thought it's just not the right thing to do for our community, or if it was going to be a development that I could be really, really, really proud of. I think at the very beginning, I know at the very, very beginning of this, we were asked, and faithfully we all did the same, is not to speak out on our perspectives, because it could jeopardize whatever is going on. And I respected that, and I continue to respect that. But in doing so, I feel personally that I let the residents down, because they didn't know where I stood. Sorry, stupid.
Thank you, Councillor Humphreys.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm emotional because I'm angry, not sad. I'm not sad and angry. I wish we could have been, able to express ourselves in the manner that we are supposed to in every critical case that comes before to us. And we respect our guidelines. In this case, this is the first, I believe, it is the first development of this nature, and all of us had to follow the process that was given to us, because we didn't want to jeopardize any of the processes along the way. And because of that, I think we put ourselves in a very poor position to do what was right. And we learned information that we will not be sharing till it's the right time. And because of that, and because I do want to make sure that those residents are protected and the best things possible, I will be supporting this tonight, which doesn't even sound at all like what I'm saying to the public, but it's because of what I know and what is developed, that I think this is probably is the best outcome. Unfortunately, because of I believe my personal opinion is in the timing of which things were set.
Thank you, Councillor Humphreys. Councillor Kim.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, this has been a very arduous journey, and a long one at that, and very emotional. I believe we all have friends, acquaintances, people we know that are directly impacted. And, you know, let's be clear that from my interpretation, there was, at the very beginning when we found out about the original plan, you know, we were all against any kind of development in that area, because we all share the uniqueness of that area, and we all enjoy the green space. And so I just want to make that clear, that, you know, no one wanted development for that area. You know, we can't, you know, hindsight's 20/20 in terms of the process and how it all unfolded. But, you know, over the last year or so, as, you know, we go from one step to another, it became more evident that our desired outcome was unlikely to unfold the way that we wanted to unfold. And certainly, you know, I'm upset as everyone else, and as Councilor Maracus said, you know, our OP is not worth the paper that it's written on. And certainly from the OMB and the provincial perspective, that seems to be the case. And so based on what we know, and based on how everything unfolded, it you know, it's quite clear, it became quite clear to me anyway, that the desired outcome was not going to happen. We know how the other stakeholders voted, and you know, I believe, you know, we need to be aligned with that.
Councillor Kim, please.
Okay. And so I just wanted to say that, you know, this is not the desired outcome, but, you know, this is where we are now.
Thank you. Just like Ms. Mullen or Ms. Baker, if you wish to jump in, just press your microphone button and ask us to hold our remarks. and pick one, or maybe have Pat come. I got Councillor Abel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a moment, not the outcome I wanted. I was going to say we started this when we handed out flyers for a Ratepayers Association. We worked in a coordinated effort, and that was the last time we did. We've since moved all in our own direction. Once we got to mediation, basically the table was set. We've now arrived, and I am supporting because it's what I believe is the best decision. And could we have done better? Oh, yes. Could we have done it differently? Oh, yes. But we're here. We don't want to lay blame on anyone. But to me, it was sort of like a lot of chefs cooking, and this is a meal we've got. And it's the best we could do under the circumstances. Regretfully, I have to support this.
Thank you, Councillor Abel. Councillor Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wholeheartedly respect and understand the comments of the members of council who are unable to support this at this point in time. I think for myself, it'll be easier to explain my rationale in full in a few weeks' time, more so than it is right now. So I'll be prepared to have a few more comments with regard, to the general public at that point in time, but I will be voting in support of this tonight.
Thank you, Councillor Perry. Councillor Thompson.
I share Councillor Perry's sentiment that, there are details I think we would all like to share and speak upon, but at this point in time, it's not the right time. Hopefully in a few weeks it will be. But, one of the reasons why I got involved with Councillor Maracas with regards to OMB reform is that concern that our official plan isn't worth the paper it's printed on. We've seen multiple challenges and amendments, and not just in our own municipality, but in others as well. And, we know that there are flaws in the system and it needs to be addressed because, as a municipality, you want to have more say and control in how your community unfolds, but that's not always the case when matters reach the OMB. I think we all share the same belief that there's been issues with the process, but we are where we are today. I will be supporting the motion in front of us. I think that, we've had multiple experts speak to us. We've had legal advice. And at this point, I believe that it's the best choice.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. Other speakers for the first time, Councillor Gardner.
I'll be brief, Mr. Mayor. I'll be voting against this. In my opinion, it's not right for the town. It's not right for the residents. I'm very disappointed, and I believe this is a sad day for the town of Aurora.
Thank you, Councillor Gardner. This we talked a bit about this last night in terms of council making decisions, or as was in the paper recently, not making decisions, not making commitments. And so I wish that person could have been along for this particular journey, because the thinking sometimes is that all decisions are easy, and we've been working on this for a long time, and it's not an easy decision for anyone sitting at the table, and we certainly, I wish to thank our internal staff, Mr. Ramuno, Mr. Serio, who've worked with us, before that Mr. Marr, and I wish to thank our external counsel, Kim and Denise from Weir Folds, because it has been a tough journey, and they've helped us through that, and they've given us no-nonsense advice. I think I used a different term when we were in closed session. But they gave us no-nonsense advice, and I quite appreciate that, because our job is to look at it, and we differ, some of us differ dramatically on this. in terms of how we feel it reflects what we were elected to do with respect to the town of Aurora. But I think that probably the best thing I've learned out of this is, and can we do things differently or better? We can always do things differently. We can always do things better. But I think we have done it respectfully. And quite frankly, at times that's been a challenge. And so I thank my colleagues on council for that. I do believe that we can come to long-term better arrangements as to how we approach, how we build our towns. And I think it's becoming all the more important as we look at some of the rules that the province is looking at changing with respect to intensification in the new growth plan. So I think that those are things that, and we've had that discussion with our Director of Planning and Building Services as to how we move forward on that. So I think this is an opportunity for us to be a little more diligent as to how some of those things come forward and see how we can approach them differently. I do believe that we have, and it may not seem sometimes to us that we have done that, but I do believe that we followed a good process, perhaps not a particularly satisfying process, but I do feel that we did it with the support of our staff, and I believe that we've made the best decision that we can make at this particular time, given the circumstances. So I am supporting the motion which is on the floor. Councillor Gardner. Pardon me, sorry, Councillor Maracus. Second time for you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll keep this one real brief. I agree. I think I just want to echo some of those sentiments as far as I think that every single person sitting at this table is making a decision on what they truly believe is best for the town. And so you know, whether you're for or against, you know, I don't think that should be held against anyone. I think we've all done, you know, our due diligence. We've done our work. You know, and hopefully, as Councillor Thompson mentioned, as far as the OMB, and you mentioned as far as the intensification, you know, the province is, you know, looking to make some changes, and hopefully they do make those necessary changes that all municipalities are asking for, so we can keep the uniqueness of our communities and, you know, and afford ourselves the ability to make those decisions. Because I think if we had that ability and that power, I think we would have a different decision here tonight. And so, you know, maybe this is just a last plea to the province to do what's right and make those necessary changes to the OMB. So I'll leave it at that.
If there's no other speakers, Madam Clerk.
Councillor Gardner.
No.
Councillor Thompson.
Yes.
Councillor Abel.
Yes.
Councillor Maracus.
No.
Councillor Kim.
Yes.
Mayor Daw.
Yes.
Councillor Humphreys.
Yes.
Councillor Tom.
No.
Councillor Peary.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Second.
Now we have two other motions that we were going to vote on tonight. The next one being that the confidential direction A provided to staff be confirmed.
Someone move that, please. Councillor Humphreys, Councillor Thompson. Comments or questions on that? All in favor? I'm sorry. Yeah, recorded vote. I apologize. Okay. In that case, all in favor? Contrary? That passes, Madam Clerk.
And the next motion would be that the confidential direction B provided to staff be confirmed.
Councillor Thompson, thank you. Councillor Gardner, seconding it. All in favor, please? Contrary? That passes, Madam Clerk. That is it. May I please have a motion to adjourn?
Confirmatory bylaw.
I'm sorry, confirmatory bylaw. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councillor Thompson, Councillor Abel, all in favor, confirming bylaw? Contrary? That is carried. Motion to adjourn, please. Councillor Kim, Councillor Peary, all in favor? Contrary? That is carried. Thank you very much. Thank you, staff.